Ooh. Austria, baby! Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the sprint ahead of the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. Please do drop me a like, please do subscribe if you're into Formula 1. I'm live for every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship and most qualifying sessions, although with the sprint format, putting quali on a Friday does make it difficult for me to do those. So yeah, apologies that I missed the qualifying sessions, two of which there were. You got the main qualifying session yesterday and then sprint qualifying this morning. I was at work for both of them. What can you do? I can't do every session when you're going back to a Friday. But yeah, we're here for the main stuff. We're here for the sprint today and the proper Grand Prix tomorrow. And it's raining, so anything can happen. Can it? Should it? Would it? Please? Please, can anything happen? Please? Would you kind of anything can happen scenario? We got a little bit of that in Monaco, but it didn't really play out. We had a bit of rain, but yeah, we're about 25 minutes away from the start of the sprint. If you don't know how it is, it's about a 1/3 of a Grand Prix distance. So I don't know, what is it round here, 70 laps or something like that? So I reckon what, 28, 27 laps, something like that. Anyway, we'll see. But yeah, welcome in, Carl. Yeah, hopefully Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, you never know, innit? You never know on a sprint in the wet. Anything can happen, I guess. Welcome in SHT as well. Mercedes has an absolute nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? Hamilton P18. I think it's done a lot better for the qualifying session for the race, which was yesterday. I think Mercedes are a bit better off. I think Lewis is in the top 5 or 6. But yeah, man, for the sprint, it's peak for Lewis. Back there in P18. I think a little bit of news from the sprint quali before as well is that Leclerc's had a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Piastri, I think. So Leclerc, I don't know if that's taking that into account and that he's starting 9th or that he will actually start 12th. I'm not sure because I missed the sprint quali, so I'm not entirely sure if that leaderboard is taking into account the thing. But yes, Suede, welcome in. Ernesto's here too. 24 laps is it? Yeah, 24 lap race coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, hit the like. Yeah, cheers Ernesto. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Could could help boost the channel a little bit. So yeah, appreciate you, Ernesto. Hope you're doing good. Yes, Jordan. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Switching your time. Yeah, mate. All good. Still here. Still plodding along. Despite the Verstappen dominance, we still tick through. You know, still come through when it's the races anyway, because you never know. And yeah, a bit of rain in Austria could throw something up. Hope it does. But yeah, welcome in, Suede. 24 hours Spa. Fucking hell. What, 24 hours of Spa? Yeah, I'm not doing a 24-hour watch along. That would be peak. Aston Martin not looking great this weekend. No, it's probably the worst that they've looked, really, relative to Red Bull. It is probably, and I guess it's with Mercedes improving, Ferrari with a big leap forward, it seems, this weekend with the upgrades, and also McLaren coming on strong. Lando Norris's car with a raft of upgrades. I think McLaren are virtually calling it like a B-spec car, so that McLaren is taking a massive step forward. New side pods, floor, loads of stuff in. Ferrari got a new floor, new front wing. So yeah, maybe Aston Martin not as quick with the upgrades and sort of being leapfrogged a little bit. So yeah, Leclerc. Right, yeah. So Leclerc was sixth, dropped to ninth. Get you. So that leaderboard has taken that taken his grid drop into account. So yeah, Hulkenberg P4. If I was doing the quality watch along this morning, it would have been all about Nico Hulkenberg slapping a P4. He's doing really well, isn't he, in the Haas? He's putting Kevin Magnussen in his place, isn't he? Yeah, Ferrari's killing it. Endurance, they are, man. Yeah, Ferrari. What do they call it? I don't even know what they call it. P51 or something. Well, P51's like a job thing, a work thing, isn't it? Nah, what they call P49's it called? I don't know. Anyway, the Ferrari endurance cars are a beast, man. Yeah. You'd watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't. Have you spoke to Dem? Not been around. Well, it's not football season, is it? Football season's finished, so he's not going to do a watch along on when there isn't any football going on, is there? So no, I've not spoke to him for a few weeks. Aston Martin will bring upgrades next weekend. Yeah, they need to, man. They need to. Aston need the leap now. They need that couple of tenths, 3 tenths now. Do Aston. Watch 6 hours of Watkins Glen, mate. You're dedicated. Fair play. The only endurance races I'll watch throughout a year is Daytona 24 in January, because it kind of kicks off the racing season. Le Mans, I'll watch a good chunk of Le Mans if I can. That's about it, really. Sebring 12 hours, a bit of that, but yeah, I'm not massive on endurance racing. I prefer doing endurance racing on the sim than watching it. But yeah, disappointing for Piastri, huge gap. I know, Carl. That's it's not great, is it? It's not great, yeah. But the thing is, Norris loves this circuit as well. Norris is really good round here. So that as well, the fact that it's like Norris's like perfect track, if you like. It's Norris's best track, and then so you've got them at opposite ends of the grid. Norris starting third, Piastri 17th. You never want that. So yeah, Oscar Piastri's a bit peak for him. The other big gap as well, which is starting to be concerning, is the Albon Sargent gap. I mean, I know Sargent's a rookie, but the gap between Albon and Sargent's massive, isn't it? And then obviously you've got De Vries under pressure, but we'll see what happens with De Vries. But yeah, welcome in, Gav. Yeah, sick piece of engineering. Yeah, those endurance cars, those hypercars are mint, man. Yeah, missing football, yeah. I'm not asked me, like, for me, it's about the racing, whether the football's on or not. It's kind of like a bonus to me, so I'm not really bothered. But yeah, it's all about the racing for me. But yeah, if you're into football, it's peak times for you, isn't it? But for F1 fans, we've got 4 races in the next 5 weeks. So buzzing. So hopefully we can get the channel going a little bit, because obviously with races being 2-3 weeks apart at a time, there'd be a stream, then there might be a month. I think in April, there was a month between each race, so you never get any momentum going. So 4 races in the next 5 weeks, back to back, then a weekend off, then back to back. So we'll have it. So you know, get a few streams going. Yeah, Ferrari was sick, man. Giovinazzi, so happy for Giovinazzi as well, winning Le Mans. Obviously, had a few years in Formula One, never quite. I remember him leading the Singapore Grand Prix once, kind of on a default, kind of on a weird strategy thing. But yeah, Giovinazzi never quite made it in Formula One, but slapping up in the WEC world, man. He's bossing it in the endurance racing, as is Marcus Ericsson in IndyCar. You know, he's like one of the favourites. Indy 500 champion, never quite made it in F1. Joins another series, bang, boss man. So yeah, big ups to Antonio Giovinazzi winning Le Mans. I was buzzing, mate, because you know I always quite liked Giovinazzi, but he wasn't quite good enough for F1. He was okay, but you can't be average in F1, can you? You're going to be, but bang, still proving that he's a great driver. You know, you don't win Le Mans off a bit of luck, do you? You can still use V12 as a C system. Jeez, God knows. Aren't they V8 hybrids or something in Le Mans? I don't know, in the hypercar class. I don't really know the rules. I don't really follow it like I follow this. Slapping a real engine with a turbo F1 battery pack, yeah. F8 replaces... I know, F8. You can get F8 on one of the sim games I play as well. Yeah, the F8 is sick as well, that GT car. British Grand Prix, next one. Yeah, British Grand Prix, next one after this. Back to back with it, so I'll be live probably qualifying in the race for the British Grand Prix, hopefully. But yeah, car's beautiful with the kit on. Which kit? What, the Ferrari hypercar? Yeah, or the GT? Yeah, man. But yeah, sprint race getting underway in. Hang on, what time is it? Yeah, getting underway about 15 minutes for the sprint. So buzzing. Grid is, as you see it there, as far as I know, that's the grid. Both Haas in the top 10 for the sprint. Points are given to the top 8 in the sprint if you don't know how it works. 8 points for the winner, down to 1 point for P8 in the sprint. So there are some points on offer, you know. It's not... I remember a couple of years ago, the sprint race is literally just the top 3 got points, I think. It was pretty dead when they first introduced it. But the thing about the sprint race weekends, I would rather they go one way or the other. I'd rather either they go every weekend is like this, with the 2 qualifying sessions and the 2 races. I'd back it if they went, right, now every single race is going to be like this. I'd be like, right, fine. Or they sack it off and they go, yeah, we tried the sprint, it doesn't work. This thing of like having it at 3 events, 5 events, 6 events, nah, man, either run it or don't, I say. I don't know about this halfway house where it's like, oh, well, we'll have a sprint weekend there and a sprint weekend there. It's like, you'd never do that in football. You'd never go, oh, well, because it's the Champions League, the matches are going to be an hour instead of 90 minutes. And I tell you what, we'll do a 20-minute football match the day before. Nah, man, it's a 90-minute game and everyone knows how it works. You start messing about with it. Either mess about with it and do it for every weekend, or don't mess about with it. Because it's where it caught me out. I only realised that this was a sprint weekend about on Thursday afternoon. It was like Thursday afternoon, and I saw some tweet by F1 that was like, "This is the format this weekend." I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, it's one of these sprint ones, isn't it?" I was like, "Well, I can't do it. I'm at work Friday. I'm at work Saturday morning, so that's me in the bin." So either do it or don't, man, I say. Why risk the damage? Because it's more entertainment, isn't it, for the fans, I guess. You know, I do get it. I get why they do it, because instead of having 3 practice sessions, there's now 1 practice session and 2 qualifying sessions. It's more action and an extra race. So, you know, if you're a fan, paying your prices, getting your tickets to be there, are you gonna prefer 3 practice sessions, or do you want 2 qualifying sessions and another race? You know what I mean? So it's more action, isn't it? So, but I'd rather they just did it for every race, or don't do it. But yeah, Let me just move this a bit. Can't quite see all the chat. There we go. That's better. Sprint format's still the same as last time. Well, it's the new format in terms of this season. So it's the same as Baku this season. Whereas now, how the sprint format is now, so it's changed for this season. So this is the second one of this season. So how they do it now is Saturdays, like today, is like a standalone day. So Friday and Sunday come as a pair, and then Saturday's on its own. So, and it's better that way. It's better than last year's sprint format. So on Friday they do the qualifying for the Grand Prix on Sunday. So Friday and Sunday are paired together. Qualify on Friday for the race on Sunday. Then Saturday's its own beast. Saturday's now its own beast. So you do the qualifying for the sprint race on the Saturday. So no matter what happens in the sprint race, it doesn't affect your starting position for the Grand Prix because that's already been sorted out yesterday. So yeah, it's confusing to explain. But it's actually more simple that way. So like you could crash out of this race. Like let's say you're, I don't know, someone who's qualified quite well for the race. I don't know, Leclerc. I think it's Leclerc and Sainz on the front row, or second and third for the Grand Prix. Let's say Leclerc bins it now, he'll still start P2 tomorrow for the race. So it means that they can go for it a lot more in the sprint, because before they had to think, oh, I can't really go for it in the sprint because that'll affect my starting position. Nah, none of that. They can just go for it knowing that no matter what happens, the grid positions are already set. So if you're going to do a sprint, this year's format is better. It sounds complicated to explain it, but it's better. Yeah, like Baku, yeah. Oh, I know SHT, I know, yeah, Delano Vantoff, rest in peace, man. I don't watch, it was at F3 or something like that. Yeah, I don't, I've not, you know, I sound so ignorant, but I've not heard of him because I don't follow that series, if it's Formula 3 or Formula I'm not sure, but rest in peace, man. And at Spa in the rain at the top of you know, in the Kemmel Straight, that's where Antoine Hubert died as well, man. Horrific. So yeah, rest in peace to him, to Delano. Yeah, oh, Formula Regional. You actually told me in the comment, and I've not even read it. But yeah, Formula Regional. So I don't know, but heavy that, innit? But yeah, sprint race starts in about 8 minutes. Yeah, that's racing. Yeah, but you can't be having people. Can't be having fatalities. Just watching a replay of, I think it's the Austrian Grand Prix from a couple of years ago where Albon got punted off, or that might be the Perez one. Yeah, that might be the Perez one. The thing is, outside of turn, what would it be? Turn 4? Outside of turn 4, going side by side with someone is not the place to be. You're getting punted off every single time. We've seen it multiple times. Yeah, being on the outside at turn 4, racing someone wheel to wheel is GG's. Spa track needs to have a look. I know, 2 drives in the last 4 years. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. But the thing is, they're racing in like torrential rain like that. I think, as I heard on the coverage before, like, it spun off at the wall and they've sort of gone back onto the track and been T-boned, mate. I bet the guy who T-boned him not even seen him, you know. And it's just, I don't know, man. If you're in torrential weather at Spa, should they even be racing? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, man. It must have been borderline whether you race in those conditions by the sounds of it. But just realised Mercedes had a shit qualifying. Well, sprint qualifying, yeah. I think they've done better in the qualifying for the Grand Prix tomorrow. I think they're a bit better. I think Russell's about 9th or 10th. I haven't got the the results to hand, but I think Russell's about 9th or 10th. I think Hamilton's about 5th or 6th. So I think they're doing a little bit. I think they're doing a little bit better for the Grand Prix, but yeah, in terms of this qualifying, it's peak, man. 15th and 18th for Mercedes in the sprint. They'll be looking to get any points out of this. Right, let's get these headphones on. Let's have a listen. What's going on? Yeah, Russell P11. So it's not great, is it? It's not great for it's not great for George, is it? In either session, so. Norris had a crash at Spa during the... yeah, he didn't he? In quali, I think, one year, yeah. Yeah, I seem to remember Lando having a big smash in quali there. Yeah, Q3, yeah. He was going for pole as well. I'm pretty sure he was like one of the quickest cars out there. He was like going for pole. But yeah, what are we thinking for this sprint then? I'd like to see Norris. I'd like to see Norris hold on to that P3. See what happens with the Red Bulls. I don't know if Perez is going to be that punchy. I'd have liked to see someone else on the front row with Max. Obviously, Max is going to start at the front. You know how it is. But I would have liked to seen Norris on the front row with Max, or I don't know, or Ferrari, Sainz on the front row, or Fernando on the front row with Max, who I think would have had a bit more, you know, a bit more jeopardy going into turn 1, turn 3. But you never know. Perez could send it. Why not? It's a sprint. I think Perez. I think this might be Perez's one chance to score points this weekend as well, because Perez is got knocked out of Q2 in quali in the race, so I think Perez is like mid-pack for the Grand Prix. So maybe Perez will go full send. Sucks, but it happens. Horrific. Norris needs to avoid making errors. Yeah. I mean, it's not really a podium, is it? If Norris gets a third here, is that classed as a podium, or you get like a medal, don't you? It's a bit weird, isn't it? But they don't actually go up to the podium, do they? I don't think they go up to the podium in national anthems and all that for the sprint, do they? I remember. I think you just get a medal. No, it doesn't count as a podium now. 5 minutes away from the start of the sprint, guys. Please do drop me a like. Help me out. Subscribe if you're into Formula 1, you know. Live for every single Grand Prix. And probably all the sprint races as well. I'll try and be live for all the sprint races as well. I think the other 4 sprint weekends are towards the end of the season. I did have a look the other day because I was like, right, where are these sprint races? I'm sure there's about 4 of them in the last 6 or 7 rounds of the season. So make of that what you will, but it's like a mini podium, yeah. Blame race control for not knowing when to red flag a race. I know, it sounds like they should have red flagged it, man, but doesn't count as a podium, no. A mini podium, yeah. B-Tech podium. But I hope Norris does get this mini podium. I hope he does get this B-Tech medal. You get a medal round your neck, don't you? Kind of a podium. I hope he gets it. If not, then I hope Hulkenberg gets it. Hulkenberg from P4 has got to be the standout of the weekend so far. Hopefully you can translate that through. What we're saying it is SHG 24 laps. Let's have it. Right, this is the grid then. Logan Sargent from P20. Valtteri Bottas P19. Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes will start 18th. Oscar Piastri, the rookie, from P17 is Zhou Guanyu, 16th in the Alfa Romeo. Russell will start 15th in a horrible session for Mercedes. Both Mercedes in the bottom 6. De Vries 14th, Tsunoda 13th, Gasly 12th, Alexander Albon 11th, just missed out on that top 10. Kevin Magnussen makes it both Haas in the top 10 then, with Charles Leclerc P9 after his grid penalty, Esteban Ocon for Alpine 8th, Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin 7th, Alonso lines up 6th. Can he get in the top 3 in there? Maybe. Sainz 4th, Sainz 5th, then top 4 of Hülkenberg, Norris 3rd, Sergio Perez joins Max Verstappen on the front row then. Makes it Red Bull 1-2 for the start of the sprint. Here we go then for... Did he do a formation lap? Surely they do a formation lap. Hamilton from 18th. How far can he get in 24 laps? I back him to get in the top 10, I think. Maybe. I don't know. What are we saying? And what's the weather saying, more to the point? What tyres are we going on? So everyone on Inters apart from Bottas. Okay, everyone on Inters apart from Bottas on the what? On the medium? In fact, if I extend this a little bit, we can see what tyres are all on. If I can... Hang on. Let's have a look at this. There we go. Hide that anyway. Oh no, no. Forget that. Let's mess it up. Just leave it like that. No point. No point, because it's scrolling through information anyway, so... But yeah, everyone on intermediate tyres, apart from Valtteri Bottas. Muted. Eh? I better not be muted. I don't think I am I? I'm not muted, am I? Maybe I was for a millisecond. No, yeah, good. Cheers, right? Right, we're all good. Intermediate tyres for everybody except Valtteri Bottas. Like you said, Carl, oh no madness. Mate, they're already going wide. Perez has gone wide on the formation lap. Let's go. Let you retry. Yeah, no. I think it's a you problem. I don't know why the GPS thing isn't working at the minute, but that's just to do with the website. But I don't know, man. It works if it works. It doesn't. It doesn't. Can't watch you, Bottas. I know Bottas on a risky one, but the thing is, listen, he's P19. Perez locking up and going wide on the formation lap. Oh, we could be in for a good one here. 24 lap sprint race coming up. Doesn't affect the starting grid for tomorrow. Just go for it. No pit stops. Well, unless the track dries out. Well, I say no pit stops. If the track dries out, they could all end up on slicks by the end of it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's go. F2 cars are all over the place. I didn't see that, but I believe you. Having a bit of issues. No worries. Points available to top 8. Yeah. So the winner will get 8 points. Down to 8th place will get 1 point. So yeah, top 8 get points. Here we go then. Lining up on the grid for the 2023 Austrian Sprint. Let's go. Oh, mate, God, if I want Lando or Hülkenberg full send. That's what I want. I want the Lando or Hülkenberg full send. I don't care, mate. I don't want to see, if it's a Red Bull 1-2, by the time you exit turn 4, it's let me down. If it's a Red Bull 1-2, by the time you exit turn 4, mate, you've let me down. I want to see Lando Norris on a full send. I want to see Nico Hülkenberg go now or never. Here we go then. Oh, mate, buzzing. Here we go. We're on a wet track. The Red Bull Ring in 2023. Intermediate tyres, wet track. The man gives it your green flag at the back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Go on, Lando, give it full send. Oh, the wheel spin, he's mad off the line. But Lando has got a good start. There's Aston Martin side by side behind as well. And I think Verstappen, Perez takes the lead, then down the inside of Verstappen. But Verstappen straight back down at him. The side by side going up the hill then. Well, Perez holds on. Perez leads from Verstappen then into turn 3. They come, it's Lando Norris third. We've got a Ferrari down the inside. Aston Martin round the outside. Oh no, bloody hell. They virtually all come together, the entire pack in turn 3, and Verstappen's retakes the lead then. We've got Aston Martin's fighting. I think that's Alexander Albon, and the Red Bulls are side by side again in turn 4. Go on there, lads. And I think Verstappen's pushed him wide. We've got a Haas of Hulkenberg in second. Let's go! Nico Hulkenberg. Woo! Oh, and the Perez loses the rear end and Hulkenberg secures the P2. It's Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Perez top 3. Then we've got a Ferrari of I think Carlos Sainz. Woo! Stroll P5. Alonso P6. Nico Hulkenberg. Go on, Nico. Norris down to 10th. Oh, nightmare. What happened to Norris? I didn't even see, man. I didn't even see what happened to Norris. Oh, mate, this track is... The track's soaking in it. The track's wetter than I thought, man. It's treacherous out there. Hamilton up from 18th to 13th. But it's still Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Perez top 3. I didn't expect to be saying that today. Oh, look at the Mercedes are going through the pack here on Kevin Magnussen. I think both Mercs are going to pass out Magnussen into turn 4. Oh, and Hamilton has to back out of it. Live to fight another day. Verstappen leads Hulkenberg by 1.5 seconds. Perez 3rd, Sainz 4th. Then both Aston Martins, Stroll and Alonso. Albon 7th. Ocon 8th. Leclerc 9th. And Norris from 3rd down to 10th. Brutal. Wow, Magnussen repasses. Wow, Magnussen repasses Russell. Magnussen P11. Albon 7. Messed up the corner, everyone swarmed him. Oh, brutal then, isn't it? GG's. As if Hulkenberg is second, mate. What the hell? Albon P7. Let's go, Alex. Let me just edit that a little bit. Replay the start then. Go on, Nico, lad. They were nearly 4 wide into turn 1. Fair play to Perez for giving it a good go. He did give it a good go, man. Down the inside in turn 1. Oh, he pushed Verstappen onto the grass. I mean, fair play to Perez. He gave it a good go. Let's have a look at Norris then. So, going into turn 4, Norris is easily still 3rd. And then he just got backed up. He didn't mess it up. It's just Norris just almost made contact. Norris pretty much hits the back of Perez, and then the entire pack just swarms him. Wow. Jesus, look at the state of it. Turn 3 there on lap 1 was mad. Turn 3 there on lap 1 was a madness. Yes, Chrissy, welcome to the stream. Having a soak and tokes are listening. Oh, mate, this is... Hulkenberg still holding on to second here. I tell you what, he's not under massive pressure from Perez either. Like you say, SHG, 1.7 seconds ahead of Perez. Leclerc and Norris battling for ninth. Oh, Norris has been really unlucky there in the turn 3. Really unlucky. He got slowed up by the Red Bull and ended up the half the pack overtook him. Go on, Kevin. Magnussen is pulling away from both Mercedes. Oh, Norris giving it full opposite lock on the exit of the final corner. Go on then, with a full drift mode going on for Norris. Down in P10 then. Lap 5 out of 24. That looks like it says print live, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll move that across a little bit. Print live. Lap 5 of 24. And it's still Hulkenberg P2. Good, they led. Yeah, I reckon we're going to see slicks before the end of this. I think we'll see slicks before the end. Oh, and Ocon down the inside then. Ocon passes. Well, no. Well, yeah, Leclerc passed Ocon and Ocon gets it back then. So Ocon into 8th. Holds on to his 8th position. But Leclerc all over the back of him. Verstappen with the fastest lap then leads Hulkenberg by 2.8 seconds. Perez 3rd. I tell you what, Hulkenberg's comeback has been really good on it this season, and I didn't back it. I was like, nah, he's old. I was like, why are you bringing Hulkenberg back? But I was wrong. I was wrong. It was the right decision to bring Hulkenberg back. I'm sorry about I'm sorry, Mick, but yeah, Nico Hulkenberg smashing it out there. P2. If Hulk gets P2, it's big points for Haas. Yeah, he gets 7 points for that, which is massive for Haas. But whether he'll hold on to the end, you know, I don't know. But, you know, Hulkenberg's from here has got to be looking at a top 5, you know what I mean? He might not hold on to second, but he's got to be looking at some points. And look at this. Leclerc v Norris for P9. And Leclerc gets the job done then. So Leclerc in the Ferrari up to P9. Pierre Gasly P15. Yeah, he's not really doing anything, but this is the only way to say his name, man. Hulkenberg on for a podium. Well, I was saying before, is it a podium or not? I don't think it is. Is it a legit podium? Not really. But yeah, he's on for a top 3 anyway. Go on, the Hulkenberg. Yeah, so Verstappen's pulling away, obviously. 3.6 seconds is a gap. But Hulkenberg is matching Perez, really. Which is a madness. It's a bit crazy, but yeah. Perez is not even closing on Hulkenberg. Sainz P4. I'm trying to look at what's the close battle on track here. Alonso is a second behind Stroll for 5th. Albon up there in P7. The standout so far is Hulkenberg, Albon. Hamilton up to 13th, but now stuck behind his teammate. So Hamilton made up 5 positions at the start, but is now stuck behind Russell, and they're both outside the points. Perez is coming. Yeah, Perez is now. Yeah, Perez is coming. You were right. Perez is coming now. He's only a second behind Hulkenberg. Yeah. Haas long. Yeah, Haas was. I mean, he's never going to hold on to P2, was he? But he could. I mean, what's you see? There's a big gap between Sainz and Stroll. You see, so he could end up Hulkenberg. What would that be? 5th. I think Hulkenberg will get a top 5 out of this. But yeah, Hamilton just stuck behind Russell now. 12th and 13th. Everyone on the Inter, so Bottas presumably pitted at the end of the first lap and decided slicks ain't it, bruv. I'm surprised Bottas has survived on the slicks. Yeah, Hulk has got to keep it clean, man. Yeah, Hulk's got to keep it squeaky clean. Because, like I say, any mistake, and Perez is right behind him. Yeah, about a second. Magnussen under pressure from George Russell. Russell has a look down the inside into turn 1, but can't get the move done yet. We'll have another go then. Up the hill they go to turn 3. Russell in the slipstream and goes down the inside. Russell, oh, he stuck his nose in there, and Magnussen gives him the space. It's kind from Kevin to give George the space there, because he only just stuck his nose in. And the side-by-side then heading down to turn 4. Oh, breaks late, does George Russell, and gets the position then. So Russell up to 11th. Lap 9 of 24 in the sprint. And Russell P11 and Hamilton and now be all over the back of that Haas, trying to follow his teammate through. Verstappen leads by 6.6 seconds and Perez only half a second behind Hulkenberg now. Sainz 1.2 behind Perez, and then a 3.5 second gap to Stroll. Alonso, team radio, do you think the track will dry? Potentially, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Will they be on slicks by the end of it? I reckon they will. I reckon there might be a dry tyre change in the closing stages of this. And Hamilton side by side with Magnussen, and he's going to get a switchback, and a nice move from Lewis then. Tees up Magnussen into turn 3 and going down into turn 4. Lewis has got the inside line. Kevin fights it back though, and Kevin sends it on the inside. He's all over the curb and gets the position back. But Lewis, oh, it's a good battle. Lewis trying to round the outside of turn 6. Oh, careful Lewis, and Lewis gets the job done again. I tell you what, it wasn't easy to pass Kevin, but yeah, great racing, kept it clean, and Lewis eventually gets the position and up to P12. Yes, Beth, how are we doing? Swear Bottas went in and changed his tyres after, yeah, oh, maybe Matty actually is more of a reasonable explanation of it. Yeah, maybe he didn't even do a lap. He just did the formation lap and was like, nah, get me on the Inters now. That, I think you're right. I think you're right, Matty. It's an Albano train. Yeah, Ocon's right behind Albon, and we're watching that battle now, and it is Albon holding up Ocon, and Leclerc fancies a look at it. And Perez is now all over the back of Hulkenberg for P2. This is for second place. Woo. Not bad going on Twitch later. I don't know. It depends who's on, innit? If Jams is on or Dougie, yeah, I'll jump on, innit? Yo, Anto, welcome in, bro. Former teammates Perez and Hulkenberg. You're going back a decade there. You're right. Perez and Hulkenberg. These are Force India days. Like 10 years ago. Oh, Perez is good. And Perez is looking for it. I tell you what, Sainz is right there, you know. Sainz is pretty quick, man, in P4. Oh, go on, defend this, Nico. Here they come then. On lap 12 out of 24. We're halfway through the sprint already. And Hulkenberg doesn't feel the need to defend into turn 3. It's a three-way fight for P2 now. Sainz is right there, man. Sainz fancies a little bit of this fight. Oh, here comes Perez then. Hulkenberg tries to defend the inside line. Does he? Forces Perez around the outside, but keeps the position for now. Hulkenberg keeps on to P2, but Perez has got a good run out of the corner. It's turn 5, turn 6 they come then. Perez round the outside takes the position. It's a Red Bull 1-2 then on lap 12 out of 24 in the sprint. Damn, son. He tried and he fought it as long as he could, Hulkenberg. Fair play, man. It's 12 laps in P2. Look at this. Leclerc and Norris still fighting. Dougie been struggling with Stritch. Yeah, man. Technical issues, innit? Leclerc v Norris has been going on for the whole race. Second half of 2017 and 18. Not even that long ago. I thought it was like 2014 or something. I see Maxi Endurance Racing. Do you know what? I think Max will do that eventually. I think he will. Look at this. Sainz then takes Hulkenberg for third. It's turn 4. And Hulkenberg's dropping back now, unfortunately. He held on for 12 laps and now the Haas is dropping off a little bit. So it's Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, top 3. Do I want to mind? Nah, I can't. I'll join Jams's or anyway. Or Dougie's if they go on, but I'm not doing myself. Will we have to see him racing Daytona Sebring? I think we'll see that eventually, Suede. I think we'll see that. I think we'll see that. Once he gets into his late 20s and he's racked up about 6 or 7 championships, Verstappen will probably think, you know what? I fancy a bit of Le Mans. Fancy a bit of Daytona. Definitely. Because can you imagine if he's F1 reigning champion and then goes and wins Le Mans at the same time? Imagine that. GOAT status, innit? GOAT status. Imagine he's simultaneously F1 world champion and Le Mans winner simultaneously. Imagine that. I could see that. He's got to be the right team at the right time though and stuff like that. Oh, look at this. Leclerc versus Ocon into turn 4. And here comes Norris. Oh, the midfield fight is... Oh, look at this. Leclerc versus Ocon. Ocon holds on. This is the battle for P8 and it's massive. Only up now. I've seen Speed playing it the other day. It was funny stream that. I'm not really a gamer though. I wouldn't touch a game like that. I'd be absolutely crap at a game like that. I only play sim racing stuff, flight sim. Don't really. I've not played it. I've not played a game like that, like just a video game, for probably about 10 years. Probably since like Modern Warfare, about 2007. But yeah, great battle for P8 here. Ocon, Leclerc, Norris. Oh yeah, Matty, I did 2 laps and got a refund. Awful. Yeah, bought the F1 game for 60 quid. Did 2 laps and realised this is just a video game. It ain't it. Because when you play iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione, which are sim racing games, and you get used to a sim like iRacing and then jump onto F1 game, it ain't it, bro. That's all I'm going to say. It ain't it. It's just a game and I ain't here for that. The more realistic, the better. F1 game ain't it, bro. It's made for teenagers, so make of that what you will. But look at that. Leclerc goes wide then in the final corner, and Norris takes full advantage. P9. Oh, Leclerc fancies another look up the inside, but the midfield battle's brilliant in the sprint race. Russell pits. Stroll to let Alonso through. I think he'll have to fight for it. No, it's just not. It depends what you want, Matty. If you want a bit of fun, then yeah, it's great. Like on a pad, for a bit of fun, as a casual, it's a casual game. If you want a bit of fun on a gamepad and have a bit of fun with your mates or online or whatever, great. But I'm in a different category. I want, when I'm on a racing with this Sims racing stuff now. I don't know if you've seen what I've got, but I've got some serious sim racing gear, and it's not. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. It's good for a little bit of light-hearted, casual fun, but it's not a serious. It's not a serious game. Oh, Hulkenberg's been passed by Stroll. The Aston Martins are coming now. Stroll to fourth, and Alonso's teeing him up now. Yeah, Stroll into fourth. So dumb, still don't know what that is. What is? Here comes Lance and Fernando. Yeah. The Hulkenberg's gonna end up sixth, isn't he? Albon's still up there, P7, just ahead of this three-way fight for P8. Yeah, what a great racing. Lewis is there as well now. So we've got Ocon, Norris, Leclerc and Hamilton all fighting for 8th. Brilliant. It's been thoroughly entertaining, this. I've been a bit sidetracked, you know, talking about the gaming stuff, but it has been a good race, this. I have enjoyed this. Piastri's pitted as well. A fair play to Albon, mate. Albon. Low-key, yeah. Albon's one of the best out there, isn't he? He is. I swear, man. Albon's massively underrated. Yeah, he messed it up when he got his chance, you know, but he was young and inexperienced. Now, I think you put Albon in an Aston Martin now, mate, he'll slap it up. Right, they're pitting for slicks now. This is what I said. It's slick time. Russell, Piastri are already on the slicks. Hulkenberg's on the mediums. This is it. They're pitting for slicks. It's time to face the music. Yeah, many drivers pitting now. Half the grid's pitting. Well, about 8 drives are pitting. Oh, and Russell's passing Hamilton for 14. Russell obviously has got his tyres warmed up. Lewis has just come out of the pits. But, wow, we've yet to see how this is going to play out. With the top 11 all still out there on intermediates. Yeah, Stroll being told people going on slicks. Stroll fancies the Inter still. Stroll's not convinced. Stroll doesn't fancy the pit stop. And as we see Leclerc in for a set of mediums, I think it's time to switch it, boys. It's time to switch it up, man. I tell you what, Russell's made up massive ground here. Right, hey, Russell's made up massive ground here. Russell was what, 12th? I reckon Russell could get top 6 here. Russell's jumped Albon and Leclerc. Oh, mate, Russell's made up at least 5 positions here. At least, if not more. As Hamilton's down the inside of Charles Leclerc. Go on then, Lewis. Let's have it. Let's have a look. Oh, but Leclerc breaks later. And they're still side by side. Don't put yourself on the outside there. You're going to get pinned off. Oh, Lewis gets the position. More grip coming out of the corner. Go on, Lewis. Oh, you just get a greasy circuit, mate. It produces great racing. Bit of a greasy track. 4 laps to go, man. 4.5. Oh, look at these guys side by side as well. Hulkenberg. Good. Oh, Hulkenberg better get some points out of this, I swear down. There's still... The top 7 is still out there on Inters. Russell can win the race. Mate, Hulkenberg. Mate, Hulkenberg and Russell are in the pound seats here, are they not? Mate, look at the state of this. Lewis is making big ground here. Lewis passes Albon. Oh, Albon fancies it back though. What a race this is. This is the best sprint race I've seen this. This is definitely... Oh, look how close they're fighting there. There's a flipping Alfa Romeo in there on intermediate tyres. Still fancies it. Best sprint race they've ever had this. Definite. I can't believe the top 7 is still out there, man. Surely Hulkenberg and Russell are in the pound seats here. Lewis, I tell you what, Albon's still ahead of Hamilton though. Albon rapid, mate. And they still stay out the top 7. This is a really interesting split idea going on here. I don't get why the top 7... Well, they just are going to go to the end now. They've got to commit to it. They're on lap 22. They've got to commit to it then. The top 7 are going to the end. And it is what it is. But the thing is Hulkenberg going to be 9 seconds in 2 laps? That's the thing, isn't it? And Hamilton against Albon again then. And up to P11. You ain't going to get any points for that though. Top 8 get points. Top 8 at the moment is Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, Ocon, Norris and Hulkenberg at the moment. It's been good this. I've thoroughly enjoyed this sprint race. This sprint race has been better than the first 8 races of the season. I know there's a bit of chaos at the end of Australia, and I know Canada was alright, but the 2 Aston Martins are fighting for P4. Stroll is doing well to hold off Fernando Alonso. Hulkenberg's 5 seconds a lap quicker than the top guys, mate. I think Hulkenberg will catch Norris, but then he'll run out of time. Mate, if this was 26 laps instead of 24, Hulkenberg for the win. Oh, Norris down the inside of Albon and shoves him out. Mate, there's been so much action for that, like, 7th, 8th, 9th position. So much action in the back end of the points. So much, mate. Albon, Norris, Leclerc, Ocon, Hamilton, those guys in that midfield pack, mate, have had a hell of a race. And you know what? They've kept it clean. They've kept it clean. No one's crashed into anybody. There's been little, you know, little nudges and little... But they've kept it clean, man. Hamilton, Ocon, Leclerc, Norris, Albon. Brilliant racing. And Leclerc passes Albon now then. It's Piastri. Oh, it's Piastri fighting there, yeah. Hulkenberg passes Norris though. Hulkenberg P7, and he's got Ocon coming up. How far can Hulkenberg get up now? He's got, oh, is this the end? Oh no, so we've got a lap to go. I think Russell's coming for that final point. But here comes Hulkenberg on Ocon then. So Hulkenberg's going to be 6th. How far up the road are the Astons? Go on, Nico. How far up the road are the Astons? Oh, look at how close it is between Alonso and... Where's Hulkenberg? Oh, I don't think Hulkenberg's going to catch the Astons. I think the Astons are safe. The top 5 are safe on the Inters, I think. And then Hulkenberg's 6th. Look at this battle between Stroll and Alonso. Go side by side in turn 4. Is Alonso going to get the switchback at 5? Cut to Verstappen, who wins easily. Oh my God, right. Verstappen wins the sprint, but it's about this. Oh, Alonso sends it. Oh, careful, boys. Careful, boys. Oh, and Stroll's having to defend into turn 8. You're joking me. I think Stroll's hanging on. I think Stroll's going to hang on. What a race. Best sprint race. And look at this. It's Russell and Ocon. Side by side. It's a photo finish for P7. It's a photo finish for P7. Hey, mate. Bring on wet sprint races every week. That was mint. Yeah, nothing happened in the top 2. We know it's a Red Bull 1-2. It was always going to be a Red Bull 1-2. But behind that, whoo, what a race. Verstappen obviously wins. Obviously, you know, it's does a bear shit in the woods. You know what I mean? Verstappen's won it, obviously. But, mate, big ups to Ocon, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, Leclerc, Albon, Magnussen. Mate, what a race between those guys, especially Albon. Where did Albon end up in the end? 13th. They don't even get any points for it. It's ended up Red Bull 1-2, Sainz 3rd, Stroll just about ungone as well at the end from Alonso. Hulkenberg ended up 6th. Fair enough. He'll get, what, 3-4 points out of that? 3 points, I think you get for that. So Hulkenberg will get 3 points, so it's not that bad. Ocon will get a couple of points in 7. Russell will get the final point in 8. Norris misses out on points in the sprint, P9. And it was a great race because you had that split strategy. It was kind of like an esports racing where you've got people, some on the... Oh, and Ocon just about holds on to 7th there, but it was great because you had the top 7 on the Inters, slow, and you had the chasing pack all on the dry tyres coming through, and they just ran out of laps. But yeah, great race. Loved it. Best race so far, definitely. It's definitely the best sprint race I've ever had. Because sprint races are generally, in the couple of years I've had them, have not been that good. But that was brilliant, really. I mean, I know it's a Red Bull 1-2. And it was, you know, I'd love to see a battle for the lead. Then you're in an entirely different category. If you're battling for the lead, like they were battling for P7. You know what I mean? If Leclerc, Albon, Ocon, and Hamilton were battling for the lead, it'd be like the best race ever. But it was for 7th or 8th. But still, the midfield battle in there was 10-10. But yeah, it's ended up with the Max V dub, obviously. But it is what it is. That's what F1 is right now. And we just ride this out until we don't have to ride it out anymore and someone else wins. But yeah, man, thoroughly enjoyable sprint race. I'll be back live tomorrow from about 1:30 for the Austrian Grand Prix, when we'll get another 70 laps of that. Hopefully. We'll see. Is there any rain for the race tomorrow? I'm not sure on that one. I hope so. Hope there's a bit of rain in the air tomorrow, because that made for a fantastic race. But yeah, I don't know though. I reckon it'll probably be dry, but you don't know. Good result for Astons. Yeah, they've still got 9 points. Yeah, 0 points for Leclerc, 0 points for Norris. Peak. Stroll made the right decision. Yeah, Stroll did well to hold on to P4. So yeah, man. Yeah, Max and Perez came to blows a little bit on the first lap, but I reckon they're talking about it, and I reckon they're pretty happy with what happened. I know that Perez pushed Verstappen onto the grass, but I think it's hard but fair racing. But yeah, just a short little stream. What is it? An hour stream. That'll do. But yeah, like I say, I'll be back tomorrow about 1:30 UK time for the Austrian Grand Prix. It'll start around 2, and hopefully it's as good as that. You know, great little race that was. It's dry tomorrow, yeah, dry. I thought it was. But yeah, cheers everyone for joining. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You know, there's been a few races this season that have been like, I've just got through them because, you know what I mean? There's been a few where it's been a bit of a slog to get through it. That was thoroughly enjoyable. Please do drop me a like before we go. Subscribe as well if you're into Formula 1. Be back tomorrow for the Grand Prix. But yeah, guys, honestly, really enjoyed that. Yeah, big ups to Nico Hulkenberg. Got points out of it in the end, which buzzing about. Shout out to Alexander Albon as well. I know he ended up 13th, but I think Albon had a great race. And to end up 13th, what the hell? I don't know how Albon has come out of that with no points, but it is what it is. That midfield battle is fantastic. And that's what we've got to look at this season, you know? Max is going to win every race, but mate, you've got a hell of a midfield battle, because if those guys are fighting like that every race, it'd be well worth watching. But yeah, join me tomorrow, 1:30 UK time, for the Austrian Grand Prix. Cheers, guys. Peace out in a bit.